for the serious gamer.
What's going on, guys? It's Colin, and previously here on Next Gen Tactics, I brought you a game of Rush on Arica Harbor where I was attacking and the defense didn't really put up much of a fight. So what I thought I'd do is bring you a two-part series on attacking on Arica Harbor where the defense is a little bit more competent and it's a bit of a tougher go for us. So right off the bat, what we first wanted to do was try and hop in a quad and run down and around to the right in order to rush plant Bravo. But because we were taken out by a stationary AT, that didn't work. So we're going to have to take our time and advance more slowly. And because one of my squad mates was able to stay alive as a mobile spawn point, I come in on him and I chase this kill down because I know that he's pushing towards spawn, and I don't want us bleeding tickets too quickly, so I do chase him down and take him out. But what I want to try and do is clear the area here on the right, and now because we don't have the element of surprise, I'm going to tactically work my way forward and try and get up around Bravo. So I've cleared out some enemies now, and it appears that they've abandoned the tank that was covering this flank. So what I want to do is try and make a run here through the open area and support my team, because now we have the objective armed. Now I do see this this enemy moving forward, so I take the time to take him down with my handgun, and unfortunately they disarm the station. But I know that one of my squad mates is just to my left here, and he's going to provide me with a mobile spawn point. So I try and take the time to reload my weapons before coming around the corner and engaging any of the defenders, but unfortunately they know I'm there and pick me off. So here my squad mate arms the objective, and what I want to try and do is, again, clear the area and get in behind so I can defend the armed station. Unfortunately, right here, I start getting shot in the back and I'm taken down. Luckily, we're able to hold it long enough that we destroy the station. So now we are going to focus our attack on Alpha. And as a last-ditch effort, you can always take this down with Destruction 2.0, but we're going to try and go take this down legitimately first. And so my squad mate and I hop in a Humvee, and what we want to try and do is steal a tank. So once we get down there, I'm going to take out my RPG and actually blow up the Humvee so that the defenders can't get their hands on it, and it'll respawn back in our base. And essentially what we're going to do is provide some tank cover and a distraction in and around the enemy spawn so that our team can go in and plant Alpha, which they do. So I'm going to hop out and repair. I spot this recon player coming in to try and C4 the tank, so I do take him out, but I get shot from behind. Luckily, the tank stays alive, and I'm able to spawn back in, and we take down Alpha. So the tank tactic of providing cover and a distraction worked there, and we're able to take down this base. And now we're just kind of in a duel with this other tank that the defender still had alive. I hop out and fire a rocket. It's too late for our tank, but notice we didn't get a kill there. So I'm going to go look at the area to see if someone bailed out, and sure enough, there's an engineer sitting in our tank spawn. So what we want to do is just basically clear the area, and then it's going to be time to move up to the next base. Before that, though, I'm going to try and keep our tank healthy, and myself and I believe someone from another squad actually lay some repairs down on our tank so that we can move into town. So the route that I like to take here is down along the rocks, because this is one route that you can pretty much stay concealed most of the way in if you move from cover to cover. Although what you'll find is that occasionally enemies that are trying to push up and aggressively spawn kill you will use the same route, so you might run into some resistance. And by and large, these guys had that left flanking route covered pretty well. I managed to get into town, but before I'm able to open the objective up at Alpha or go in for the plant, I'm taken out from the side. So I'm going back to our deployment, and what I want to do is try the same route again. And what I'll try and do is I'll try the same thing twice, and then if that doesn't work, I will change it up. I quickly kill someone who's tried to push into our base and spawn kill us, and now I'm going to take the exact same route down through the rocks. Although this time I do hesitate, because I realize that they have what's likely a couple of recon players sitting up in the double construction building. So I want to take care and maybe try and suppress them a little bit so that the teammates who aren't on my squad that are pushing far left might have a better chance of getting into town without getting picked off. So I'm gonna fire an RPG over in that general direction, although I don't think I get a hit. I believe that I didn't account for the drop enough there, so it probably landed in the second floor as opposed to up top where it needed to be. And I spot someone up top. I'm just gonna take a couple of shots at him with my pistol. just to keep him honest and hopefully suppress him. Very little chance, unless he's already damaged, that I'm going to kill him from that distance. And pull out my primary, and I realize that I'm shooting bullets in vain at the heavy MG, so I'm actually going to try and RPG that, but fortunately I hear this guy coming, and I'm able to switch back in time to take him out. And I'm not rushing too hard because they know that we're using this route, and in reality it probably wasn't the best idea for me to try and go this way again, but you know, hindsight's 20/20, and I start getting picked off as soon as I get into this building, and I'm going to get taken out by a tank and going to have to go back to our deployment. So after a couple of failures, what I at least would have liked to do in this run is to blow the garage door open around Alpha, but I don't manage to do that. And I quickly spawn on a squad mate who's here on the left, which again wasn't the best move because my squad was pinned down by a tank. So I try to get a quick rocket into him, but he takes me out again very quickly, and since we're wiped out, he has time to repair the vehicle, so we're going to have more of this tank to contend with here in the near future, I'm afraid. So since the left route hasn't worked, I've called that out to my teammates, and a squad mate has actually managed to move around to the right. So I spawn on him, and what we're going to try and do is rather than get real fancy, just try and clear this area right above Alpha and go in for the quick plant. And you know, sometimes if you try and push and flank too much on a team that's expecting it, you know, they're going to anticipate it and just keep depleting your tickets. So occasionally, taking the more direct approaches is what works, and that's what I do here. I'm kind of surprised to find that no one's blown the door open yet, so I just hop back and fire a quick RPG at it, and I try and arm the station, but as soon as I blow the door open, the room is full of non-squad mate teammates, and I hear somebody's actually firing down some C4, so anyway, that wouldn't have been my approach, but you know, if they're going to C4 the crate, c'est la vie, and the tank is right up in and around the objective, and right now the smart thing to do would have been to hop down and steal that tank, but because I was kind of irritated with it for killing me 3 or 4 times back there, I just start sort of blindly shooting rockets at it. So, you know, occasionally out of frustration, I don't do the smartest things and think ahead, but what you gonna do, right? And, you know, what I want to try and do now that we've taken Alpha is just kind of get a beat on Bravo to see what's going on and continue sort of flanking around behind the enemy. And at this point, we're down to about 19 tickets, so things are getting kind of interesting, but because there's been so much fighting going on around Bravo, it gets hit with a rocket, or, you know, might have even been a noob tube there, and the building collapses. So we take that station down through Destruction 2.0, and what I want to do, since I'm in the position I was already in, is just patiently wait for the base to become available so that I can take this right-hand route and try and flank and get sort of directly into Alpha so I can rush plant. But as they've been doing on the previous bases, the enemy pushes at us quite aggressively, and I'm not paying attention to my surroundings, and I get picked off. So based on the position I'm in when that second base gets taken down, I like to go one of 2 ways. The first one you already saw, I like to go hard right and try and get at Alpha. But if I'm closer to the left or down by the beach, what I like to do is basically run this route. And because I'm still running the engineer kit, which this late in the map is kind of rare for me, I'm going to open up the train car around Bravo with an RPG and try and clear the area. There's no resistance at this point, so I'm going to go in and try and plant. I realize that there's somebody camping here behind this crate, although I think he's been taken down. So now I'm in a position to arm the crate and try and defend. So I'm going to actually move back behind this crate while the back of the train car is still intact, so I can try and catch these guys by surprise, because you are kind of tough to see. So I camp out a little bit and fortunately get a nice little double spray coming up right here. Take a couple more down, and at this point it's looking good. We've had it armed for a fair bit of time, but now that the cover's blown at the back and it's getting a little hot in there, I'm going to hop out and try and defend from the outside. And now we are going to take down the station, and I get quickly killed off here, and that is the end of part 1, guys. So I hope you enjoyed a little bit tougher game this time. Stay tuned for part 2. Cheers.